When Ethan graduated from university, he was given a simple piece of advice: get your foot in the door. Nobody expected him to know everything. That was the point. You started junior. You handled the boring work, prepared reports, organized information, took meeting notes, built presentations, fixed spreadsheets, and slowly, you learned how the business actually worked. Then something changed. A few years later, Ethan became a manager. His company was growing. But when someone on his team left, they didn't replace them. Instead, everyone received access to new AI tools. Reports that once took hours took minutes. Presentations appeared almost instantly. Research became faster. Routine emails practically wrote themselves. At first, Ethan thought, this is incredible. Then recruitment season arrived. Normally, his department hired several graduates. This year, they hired one. And Ethan suddenly realized something. AI hadn't taken his job. It had taken away some of the work that once taught people how to eventually do his job. And that creates a much bigger question. What happens to the career ladder when the bottom few steps disappear? My name is James. I think a lot about how invisible systems shape our decisions, especially in money, careers, and everyday life. And right now, one of those systems is changing remarkably quickly. Artificial intelligence. Recent headlines make the story sound simple. AI arrives, workers disappear. But reality is more complicated. In 2026, major companies have announced layoffs while shifting investment toward artificial intelligence. Atlassian announced roughly 1,600 job cuts while restructuring around AI and enterprise sales. Amazon has made cuts even within its artificial intelligence organization, and companies across finance, technology, and other industries are redesigning how work gets done. But here's the important part. That doesn't mean every layoff is caused by AI. Companies restructure, economies slow, departments become inefficient, businesses cut costs. Even Adecco, one of the world's largest staffing companies, recently warned that businesses may sometimes blame AI for layoffs that would have happened anyway. So perhaps we're asking the wrong question. Instead of, will AI take our jobs? Ask, which parts of our jobs no longer require us? Because jobs are collections of tasks, and AI doesn't need to replace your entire occupation to change its economics. Imagine a company once needed 10 people. 3 juniors gathered information. 4 experienced workers analyzed it. 2 managers reviewed it. 1 director made the final decision. Now imagine AI allows those 4 experienced employees to accomplish twice as much. The company may still need the director. It may still need experienced judgment. But suddenly, it doesn't need 3 juniors gathering information. And that's where things become interesting. The World Economic Forum recently highlighted research showing entry-level job postings in the United States have fallen sharply. The OECD also warns that some occupations will decline, others will emerge, and many more will simply change as tasks are redistributed between humans and machines. But entry-level work presents a unique problem, because junior jobs were never only about productivity. They were training grounds. The accountant checking basic numbers eventually became the accountant interpreting complex businesses. The junior programmer fixing simple bugs eventually designed systems. The young analyst preparing presentations eventually advised executives. The beginner wasn't valuable because they were already an expert. They were valuable because they were becoming one. If AI performs the beginner's work, how does the beginner become experienced? That's the paradox. Companies have an incentive to automate simple work today, but the economy still needs experienced humans tomorrow. And this changes what career security may look like. For decades, people were told, learn a profession, become good at it, and your skills will protect you. The emerging reality may be different. Your profession isn't your protection. Your ability to move upward through the value chain is. If AI can produce the spreadsheet, can you explain what the numbers mean? If AI can write the code, can you decide what should be built? If AI can produce the presentation, can you persuade the room? If AI can summarize the information, can you determine whether the information is wrong? That's where human value starts moving, toward judgment, responsibility, relationships, domain expertise, taste, communication, and the ability to solve ambiguous problems. Interestingly, the story isn't entirely negative. The OECD reports that many workers using AI believe it improves their performance. And despite dramatic predictions, there is still no evidence that AI has caused economy-wide employment collapse. The danger may therefore be subtler, not a world where humans suddenly have no jobs, but a world where the pathway into good jobs becomes narrower. Ethan eventually changed how he managed his team. Instead of asking, "What can AI do so I need fewer junior employees?" he started asking, "How can junior employees use AI to become useful faster?" They still used AI, constantly, but younger employees were given more responsibility earlier. Client conversations, decision-making, problem-solving, reviewing AI output, understanding why something was correct, instead of simply producing it, because Ethan realized something. The safest worker in the age of AI may not be the person who refuses to use it, and it may not be the person who uses it for everything. It may be the person who understands enough to know when not to trust it. Perhaps AI isn't simply coming for our jobs. Perhaps it's removing some of the old steps between beginner and expert. And if that's true, the challenge for this generation isn't simply learning how to use AI. It's figuring out how to become valuable when the easy work disappears. So here's a question we're thinking about. If AI could perform 50% of your current tasks tomorrow, what would the remaining 50% need to be worth? I genuinely love to read your answers in the comments. And if you're interested in understanding the hidden psychology, economics, and systems quietly reshaping money, careers, and everyday life, consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.